it's done. Oh, soldier on. You know you can't do without it done. Oh, you know in some ways you're a lot like me. You're just a prisoner and you're trying to break free. I can see the new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I mean where the eagles flying higher and higher. Gonna be a man in motion. All I need is a pair of wheels. Take me where the future's flying. See it almost fire. Oh, come on, look at it. You know you were really close to me. Soon be home, only 4 more steps down the road, and I can make it. I know I can. I'm like a prisoner, and I want to break free. I can see the new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I mean where the eagles flying higher and higher. I can climb the highest mountain, cross the wildest seas. I can feel St. Elmo's fire burning in me, burning in me. When once in his life, a man has his time, and my time is there. I'm coming alive. I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I mean where the eagles flying higher and higher. Let me be your man in motion. All I need is a pair of wheels. Take me where my future's flying. See it almost fire.
Yeah, first of all, let's give it up for Seth. So, Seth told me I was supposed to tell a story. I'm sure that joke's been done many times, but I'm doing it right now. So, I got a story here. This was the first time of me trying to get out of New York City during New Year's. It was crazy. Okay, and not to mention I was also moving into my apartment, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure my roommates are here. Hey, Gabby girls are rating. I love you. And my Madre's here too, and her boyfriend. Come here. But anyway, so I'm trying to move in. I'm moving out of my sublet that's like on 155th Street, right? I have all these luggage, all like big giant bags. I got my longboard, which I'm pretty sure I did forget, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so I'm calling an Uber, right? I'm like, okay, I need you to get me like here to my apartment, because at that some point I have to also make a train ride that's at 3. All right, remember that. The train ride's at, no, it was at 6, sorry. The train ride's at 6, just remember that. So I get in my Uber, I'm stuffing stuff in, I'm like, we gotta go. He's like, yeah, no problem, no problem. So we're driving, we're racing through the highway. Next thing you know, I'm like calling another Uber, because I'm like, we're not gonna make it, right? It's like 4 at this point, like I'm like scared, okay? We're going all the way down to Brooklyn, near like Bed-Stuy, Chauncey 565, if you know, you know, you know. So, we get to my apartment, and the other Uber's ready to go. I'm like, let's go. I run up to him, I'm like, hey, can you just like wait for me? I just have to stuff my suitcases in. He's like, yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm running, I throw myself in the living room, I take all the keys, I run into the next Uber, and I'm like, dude, I gotta make a train ride at 6, I need you to like, you know what I mean? He was like, hey, I got you, brother, no problem. Now, let me tell you, this guy was a professional. You know what? On the radio, he had like all the streets and like the news going on, like, oh, we need to take this street and that street. I'm like, oh, okay, so this guy, he's gonna get me where I need to go, all right? We're leaving Brooklyn, and it's like 15 cars ahead of us. It's super slow, because mind you, it's New Year's, okay, whatever. We are like, we're driving behind like 15 people, it's taking so slow, I'm checking my time, it's like around like 5:30, I'm scared out of my life. Luckily, 6 cars leave the line. I'm like, okay, good, we're doing pretty good, they're leaving, whatever. Next thing you know, 5 cars leave the line. So I'm like, okay, we're good to go. We're like, no more cars. My guy is like racing. He's speeding up. Someone tried to cut him off, mind you, right? So this is what he do. He speeds right past the other guy. I'm like, oh, this is Fast and Furious. Like, we're doing it right now. Okay, cool. Another person tries to cut him off. He's like, dude, get out the way. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm loving this guy right now. So finally, we get to like Lincoln Tunnel and everything. We're doing pretty good. Guess what time it was? 5:56. So, mind you though, I'm on 7th Ave. And if y'all know where Penn Station is on 8th Ave, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good, yeah. I haven't been here in New York that long. But anyway, I'm on 8th Ave, we're on 7th Ave. I'm like, there's people walking past, you know, New Year's and all. And my Uber driver's like, hey, you might have to run out. I'm like, okay. Mind you though, I didn't have a belt. So, I had my suitcases, my pants are falling off, mind you. I'm like running 5-second increments to put my pants back on. I'm like, okay, keep going. Okay, like I gotta do it again. I get to the crosswalk and I almost get hit by a car. I'm like, I stop in place and the crosswalker guy, he's like, oh, what are you doing? You about to get hit? I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta make it to my train. He's like, what time? I'm like, 6. I'm like, okay then. Mind you, he does this. Let him go. The light goes on walking. I'm like, you are my savior. So I'm running, I'm speeding past people. I feel like I'm playing soccer right now. We get to like the train station. Everyone's pretty much like gone, mind you. And it's around like 5:59. I'm running down the escalator. I see a train leave. I'm like, wait! Not my train, no, thank God. I'm walking behind someone, and there's someone in an Eagles jacket. And I'm like, hey, I love you. I love that you're an Eagles fan, but you need to move out the way. I get on the train. It's the right train, and it's at 6. Thank you. Universe or whoever everyone believes, thank you so much. I'm like running. I get in the car, and I said, fuck yeah, Miles never loses. Everyone looks at me. I look like this crazy person, but in my mind, I'm like, look, I made it. So y'all can like think whatever y'all want to think. Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. But speaking of trailblazing, I have another song, Highway Miles by Peter Mills. 34 miles to St. Louis, right across the Mississippi. 4 more miles to the state line, and I race from Kansas City to the skyline. Yields to golden fields that call me on to Colorado. Sierra Nevada, a beautiful name, like a woman I'm dreaming of. And then I'm there, the soft sea air, the rocky coastlines of California. Dad thinks I'll be staying on, but when I get that pickup truck, I'm gone. I'll be making highway miles, riding like a shockwave, clear across America, gonna let those highway miles unroll, sweet upon my soul. See them flying by on my odometer, each one I leave behind me lining up my road. My ears are ringing out, the tires are sound, they're singing on the road. As I kick her into overdrive and let that motor roar, I feel more alive each day. My sky gets clearer as the clouds in the rearview mirror fade away. I'll be making highway miles, riding like a shockwave, clear across America, gonna let those highway miles on the road, sweet upon my soul. The dead-end streets choked with dust, the smoke stores and the stoplights. Everyone of and long and winding. I run through country I never seen. I follow west as the sun is blinding, and I'll be finding my freedom. I'll be making highway miles, riding like a shockwave, clear across America. Gonna let those highway miles unroll, sweet upon my soul. I'll be making highway miles. Man, I gotta get where I can let those highway miles unroll. Woo. If I stay here, what could I be but the mayor of Marvel's Key? Gotta find my own way, just like my great grandfather did.